Namaste, Mooji.
Namaste.
It's very... My heart is really beating now, so
I hope so.
more than usual.
More than usual.
And kind of shaking as well. I really would like to thank you because it was kind of a casualty because I'm here in Rishikesh for a different reason. And someone just said that I have been here and was so, inspiring. So I said, okay, let's give a try. And from the first time, I feel like you're my friend. I always know you. It's like my old friend. Like, oh, here you are. And at the same time, it was hard because you just point of my mind, my ego, straight. It was like, wow, I didn't knew that. Well, I'm in a path where I can see it, but not as clearly. So thank you, because now I see how much I have to work about it. I know you say it's easy, and when I'm here and you do all your exercise, I can feel it's so clear, it's so the base, it's just taking off everything and just the essence there. But yeah, the mind proposed me like the normal life, everyday life, my life back home, and say, what's going on there? Like, and sometimes I really can stop it and say, I'm here. It doesn't exist actually, And
I don't want to paint a picture that the mind is a bad guy. Somehow mind is hugely a part of the story, the human story, the world story, life story, because it, as soon as the beingness determines to paint a picture of itself as a person and live in that mode or model of a person, then it's as though the mind takes up a role to come into form with that person and to play as a friend and enemy in some way with it in this play of life. And a relationship is formed there that feels like a oneness to such an extent that most human beings, we don't know the difference between our mind and ourselves. And I feel it is important to begin to discern the difference between your mind and yourself. And by that what I mean is that you can live without your psychological mind, but it cannot live without you. And you must judge which is the greater and stay with the greater as the greater itself. You see, I am looking at my hand. My hand is not looking at me. I am looking at the mind. The mind is not looking at me. Mine has no life apart from me. I am the witness. These things must be clear for you. When they're clear for you, he cannot dominate you.
Has been dominated me, for a long time, so...
Yes. Well, that's also part of the thing that we must transcend. Because in order to play the role of the one who may overcome the mind or be dominated by the mind, you have to take up the idea of yourself as a person. Because only a person can be dominated by the mind. The sense of presence cannot be dominated by the mind. And certainly, the what is cannot be dominated by the mind. So the only thing that can be influenced or distracted or distorted is when the self plays as a person, which is the weakest link in consciousness, I would say, in the human kingdom, is to be only living as the person, which is a form of consciousness, but it has so many idiosyncrasies, so many qualities, so much inconsistency, because it's based its identity and its reality upon the body, upon the I am this body belief, and that I am my conditioning, and my conditioning is the fact of who I am, and its identity develops through this model. And that is the one thing the human being must come to terms with, and to look and to see, is there not more space than that to me? Am I merely the outcome of my conditioning and based upon my body, or is there more room, is there more space whereby the body and the ideation in the body, the ideas I have about myself and so on, that all of them collectively are perceived? Is there such a thing existing? Then, for whatever reason, we come to a certain point where life takes you to the next vantage point, to the next place by which you can begin to see and understand even these things. You come to higher ground, because the consciousness naturally is an evolutionary flow. In its dynamic experiencing, it is a stage of growth, as it is for all people. But that only exists in the realm of duality, in the play of existence, as a flow of consciousness in form, energized by the vital force which manifests as the breath in the body. That belongs to that realm. Beyond that, and still very present here, is the realm I've just been introducing to. The place of what I call isness. The invisible inside the visible. The source from which where all life emanate. It cannot be understood by the mind. There are no teachings there. There are no religions there. There's no politics there. There's no ego there. Discovering this, a human being goes from mortality to immortality.
Actually, when we do this exercise to leave everything apart, and I feel kind of relief.
Yes.
What's past and idea of me, I feel really, oh my God, thanks. But at the same time, when you talk about resistance and fear, I can feel when I'm really getting closer to this grace, I feel death and something of panic grab me.
This is one of the aces up the sleeve of the mind itself, because it will put in front of you death, you see, and you will feel, oh my God, I can't go further. If I go further, I'm going to die or something. And then we all kind of pull back slowly and says, no, thank you, and you go away. And it worked. It worked, that threat. Because it tells you, if you go any further, you're going to get this. And you go, oh, yeah, what about this? And you are off. The fear that somehow, I'm not supposed to come this far. I'm not supposed to trouble that. That's not my business. That's too deep or something. The all nonsense thing. You see, you have to bear that. Can you bear the attacks of your mind? Because he's going to come. He's called the deceiver. You may have heard this term. The one who deceives you. Who puts in front of you something and then you... But he cannot deceive you by himself only. It needs your cooperation, your belief, your acceptance. And that will seal the deal. If you look at it and you don't accept, you transcend it with the wisdom or insight, then he's gone. You're out of its reach. So normally as you feel that you're coming into grace, you're coming into that ultimate place of seeing, somehow, what is that? It's almost just to put you off the scent. It's like the mind begins to throw stones in the bush. So what was that? And then boom, where was I? You don't remember where you were. But after a few times of that, you're catching how the game is. And you'll just stay put where you are. And you will complete your seeing.
I'll try my best. but probably the last things really fear me that much, because I don't have that attachment to other things. I can leave it, but maybe death is my greatest fear. So probably, how you say, mind, just push the best, you know.
It is largely death, largely because it's a collective fear of humanity, and it's in the air we breathe, this fear. Because, why? Because we are indoctrinated into believing that we are merely our bodies. And you know the body die one day. So, but you're not the body, you're the consciousness in the body. Does the consciousness die? And you know, it's not just something to discuss like this, you must sit. And as you sit in the same place that you've been guided, and you marinate there, you stay there, and you keep just looking and just being. Just looking and being. And it is sending up also waves of illumination, and you're just coming to, you stay. You learn to love it. It's like you're really enshrined in this beautiful space, and you're marinating in this, and in some way you're maturing at the sound of speed. Something is going faster than you would when you're learning only from the place of the person. You're cooking in God's minestrone. Yeah, it's good if you have your own room. You can sit quietly. Stay there like that. Don't, you see? Then you come to know even without studying. Simply, illuminations are coming just spontaneously for you. You see? And the sense of you and it is diminishing. The distance of you and the God is diminishing. You're merging your sense of separateness in the natural wholeness of what is. You see? And you're experiencing not, oh, I'm going to die. No, but my gosh, you know, I can't wait to shed even this. You see? I tell you what happened, you know, when I was a child, and we used to live in a very long wooden house, and many children were in this yard. I didn't know whose children was whose parents, in fact, because we always eat at each other's house and stuff, you know. So it was quite a nice childhood, actually. And sometimes when it rains, we had a big long veranda, about as wide as this space, yeah? Long veranda. When it rains, you know, on these tin roofs, you know, this kind of, well, like this. How beautiful it sounds. Have you listened? It's very nice. The nicest place to be under the rain. We all pile up on the veranda, and some adult will come and tell us stories, mostly ghost stories, actually. And we all got little blankets, and and we hate it, because, you know, while it's going on, we all love it. Then you have to go home, and then, you know, so like this. So I grew up, like many children, with this fear that something was going to get you, and you grew up seeing people who have passed away and all of this thing. It's very strong. One of my aunts also came from the country with her newborn baby. And I was told I should give up my bed to them, you know. I should sleep on the sofa, you know. And I loved my bed. Anyway, they slept on my bed. Next morning, the baby died in the bed. And I didn't want to sleep in my bed anymore. I said, no, I don't want to go. So we had all this kind of stuff growing up. And then one day, now many years later, carrying these type of feelings inside, it occurred to me when I was just in a state of reflection, your last breath, is it in or out? I was thinking, the last breath, because so many dead people. The last breath, is it in or out? I said, no, it's out. Wow, it makes such a big difference. I said, can you imagine if the last breath was in? It would mean that somebody took it. I said, oh my God, that's horrible. No, somebody is actually dead in the body, And just little things like this came. These came as kind of illuminations, no? And somehow this kind of, you're out of this. You're not trapped in this body, even while you're alive. So these things, this fear of death and so on, it is one of God's great ideas, because it so terrifies the living beings that it compels us to go in search of that which is imperishable, which is a good thing, because it is findable. And if it was not there, human beings would continue just living like, and you would not have the urge to discover what is greater, because we are quite lazy for these things. The tendency, the compulsion is more towards an attraction towards what is perishable for a long time. So much of our life is put to gain and retain what is perishable by nature. And even the body that we need to enjoy the things that we desire, even this also is perishable. Is there anything in any part of our existence which is imperishable? I would imagine that you're here to find out. And I feel I've got good news, not just as news, but as experience. And this is why I asked you, when you're here, you leave everything, because mostly our own thoughts are molesting us. That's why I say leave it outside. Don't bring it into my room. Leave it outside. And then, what are my thoughts outside? It's like your lady's handbag. It goes everywhere with you, They said, no, leave it outside. Leave everything, including the idea you have of who you are, leave outside. And something feels naked and vulnerable. Come on in. And just sit with this. Don't put anything in. And simply look and feel what is here now. All your paraphernalias are taken away, including your favorite one, your I person, for a moment. And what remains? So you are given the best chance to have the cleanest, incorruptible view and experience of what is here. And what have you found? You see? Peace, joy, silence. All of this you found. And when does it end? Where did it begin? People are speaking. It cannot end. It does not begin. They're not saying, let me think about it. They're speaking like knowledge. You're not saying, let's go and discuss it. You say, from your own, from the center of your presence, you're answering. No, it cannot end. Can it fade? No, it cannot fade. Which religion has it most? Nobody has it. We are it. But it permeates all. Like this, people can answer. When could you answer that before? No, you could not, because you're only perceiving from the place of the person, and the person just speculates, gives opinion. They don't speak from fact or from truth or from direct experience. So this is the type of environment that is here. Peeling away at what is not original to you for a moment, just for a moment. Because I said you can take all of it back. You can take all your stuff back. When you go back out, you take your stuff and bye. You can take if you want. If you don't want, you can go straight out. Or we give you another door, go out another door or whatever. You don't want him back. Or you want it back, or you want a little piece back, you go and do what you want. My work is done. I only want to show you this. Take it or leave it. And you seem like someone who would not find it so difficult to go completely, to discover completely. What would you have lost? Just misery.
thank you so much from my heart to,
Thank
show me that much in such a short time.
Yes.
And one sentence that really kicked me was like, the only person that can make you unhappy is you.
Yeah. Yes.
So, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.